It's Rita with Everything Homemade, and today I am going to show you how to harvest popcorn, how to test for moisture, how to get it to that perfect moisture content so it pops awesome, and how to save it, store it, you name it, everything you need to know when it comes to growing popcorn. So we're gonna start this video with the popcorn already grown. It is mid-September and we are in northern Alberta, Canada. That's right, this popcorn is for northern climate. So it's only about 3 feet tall, but it grows where I live. So that's a big deal. And when you've got only like 60 days of growing, it is so worthwhile to get the proper kind of corn and popcorn. Now there's a difference. When I tell people, hey, I'm growing popcorn, they go, well, yeah, no big deal. It's just the same corn, isn't it? No, there's eating corn and there's popcorn corn seeds. So this is Tom Thumb popcorn that we are growing, and this seed will be available on the website. I'm so excited to announce that we will be selling our seeds this year for the very first time. So whatever I grow in the garden, will be on the website for sale. So you can go to everything-homemade.com, look for that. So this seed is like the highlight of our movie nights during the winter. We eat popcorn at least once a week as a family, and we can grow enough to do that. You can see here my kids have already started. Now we had grown 2 patches. Grace, I want you to just stand by one of those pots just to give them an idea. You know, it's about 3 feet tall. It's short popcorn, but what's cool about this is that it produces a couple, that's good, you can keep going. It produces a couple of ears each, but those ears are jam-packed and are so delicious. So Ocean, I want you to just show them an ear, open it up, get a nice ear, and just show them what we're looking at. Now when you squeeze it, Ocean, it's a bit dry, right? Yeah. Like you can test it by just pressing on it, and you're like, yeah, that's dry. That's what you want it. You literally want to forget about growing this corn minus the watering, because you literally harvest it at the end of the season. And there you go, beautiful. Beautiful. So it should definitely look golden like this. You might have a couple of kernels that are bad, you just pop them out, but it should look beautiful like this. That is absolutely gorgeous. And so what we're doing is we're taking all the ears off, because it's really not going to ripen anymore. It's drying, and that's what we want. And you can see that the plants are dying back, and this is the perfect time. So I'd like eating corn, you want to get it, you know, where it's perfectly ready for eating, when it's juicy. The opposite holds for popcorn. You want to get it when it's drying out. That's what you want to do. So we grew about 700 plants. So there's this section here. And then as we go further into the other part of the garden, you can see the other section, a huge spot where we're growing plants as well. And I'm just going to maneuver myself over here and take a look. So you can see that nice kind of purplish leaf right here. It's crispy, you can hear that, and the plants are dying back. And again, we want those nice cobs. You can take a look, they are small. Like if you take a look at my thumb here compared to it, they're not that big, but you know what, small things come in good things come in small packages. So let's just open this one up a little bit. Just bear with me, I'm just doing this with one hand. And look at that. It's not as golden as that other one, but it is still beautiful. And that will pop absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit down because we had rain, but take a look. And as it dries out, we're going to dry this out. It's going to get even golder in color, and this is where that moisture test that I'm going to teach you, because you got to have the right moisture in order for the popcorn to pop. And I'll show you a really simple way to do that so you can figure out, does your corn need more drying or is it just right? So we'll definitely go into that, but for right now we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We got to take all these plants down and pop all the ears off, then bring them inside the house and then do a moisture check. So right now we're simply taking the ears off, and Grace, why don't you show them how to take ears off, what you're doing. These ones were planted in pots because I ran out of space, so what she's doing is just grabbing an ear there, perfect, popping it off, putting it in the bucket. Awesome. What you can do when you're done taking the ears off is just feed these plants out to the critter. So what we're going to do, the ones in pots here, we're feeding them out to the pigs, and the ones in the garden, because we can pull them out of the dirt a little easier, we're going to give the cows a little treat. There's not as much nutrition in it, but hey, they'll enjoy the flavor of the plant, and nothing goes to waste on the farm. Okay, you guys, so now that we have it all harvested, and that didn't take that long. What time is it now, Ocean?
3:52, so it took us about
1 hour. And now we need to start taking the husks off the corn. So Ocean and Annika, Grace, let's demonstrate how this is done. So let's free one basket. So what we're gonna do, dump it into there. And then grab an ear for them. All of you, grab an ear, and just start peeling them. Show them how it's done. And it's just like that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So what we do from here is we just put it into the basket and we continue going. And this is definitely fun for kids, fun for adults. I mean, who doesn't like peeling the corn? And basically we're just going to continue doing this and get a whole basket full. Again, we're putting all the waste right here in this pile, and it will all get fed out. So we really try to make sure that we're not wasting anything. So we have finally finished, and this is the result. So we got a basket full here, and then we have another basket full here. So you can see that there's different colors. So what I'm looking for, basically when it's dry, it'll be this really nice rich color, but you will also have lighter ones, and these ones are still, there's a lot of moisture, they're not dried enough to pop, so we really need to dry this out. The majority of the kernels will still need about a month of drying, and this is just because I've grown this before. You can feel the moisture in these ones. If you pierce it, it's still wet. Definitely will need a month. The other thing is you can look here. You see how flexible that is? When they're fully dry, this is it would just break off, would just, you know, it's so dry, just almost disintegrates in your hand. So that tells me also that this isn't dry enough, but we'll still pick one that we think, you know, maybe like this one that's mostly dry. We'll try to pop it and see where the moisture level is at. But we had rain. It was a good thing that we took the popcorn ears off, because I saved this one. You can see that there's some mold growing, and what you want to do is just, you can just pop this off too. This doesn't mean that this whole ear is destroyed, but you got to watch, because mold is your enemy at this point. And with the ears being wet, and because it's so late in the season, it doesn't dry out. So it was a good thing that we removed all the husk, and now we're gonna, you know, spread these out, let them dry out, and that's really important. And it's just as simple as putting maybe, you know, this basket over 3 baskets and just letting it air dry. That's the biggest thing. So we're gonna take this inside. I'm gonna separate this into 2 more baskets to let more air circulation, and then we'll do a test on moisture level, the ones that we think are drier. So right now, we're gonna pick all this up and feed it to the cows. Okay, so we got our corn in the basement. Now I have a tight basement because this is like harvest time. So I mean, in these baskets we've got tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Now all these baskets have corn. We got ground cherries that are ripening, more tomatoes that need to get processed. We got squash over here. We got dehydrators on. I mean, this basement gets so full. So Grace is going to give us a hand, and I'm going to show you something of what we're going to do to dry this corn. You'll hear a lot of people say you got to hang the corn. I don't got anywhere to hang corn. So what I do is I separate the corn into baskets. You know, I only got 2 layers of corn here. What's nice about baskets is they got airflow, so there's holes all over, so the air can go from the bottom and up. What I do make sure is that I don't got mold, so sometimes during, you know, I come down here and I will just kind of touch the corn, move it around, make sure it's not just sitting there and molding. The other thing is you don't want the baskets directly on the floor as much as you can prevent it. So we actually have 2 boosters sitting here, and what we're going to do is Grace, take the top basket there. And she's going to put it on top of these boosters. There you go. And just make sure that we have a good base here, Grace. And so what happens is it's that it allows airflow, because the concrete can wick moisture, and so you don't want the corn directly on the concrete. So this here helps with airflow. And then what we're going to do again, it's got a little shuffled, is spread this out, and you have the next basket for the corn to go on. So just do that, and once again same thing. And so this is going to be over a month of drying down here. Now my basement is about, I would say 18, 19 degrees Celsius, so we're not really cold, we're not super warm, and it will take about a month of just natural drying these out. And you'll notice again, some of these are lighter, some of these are darker. The ones that are darker are more dry than the ones that are lighter, but they will darken as they dry. Don't just write these off. They are very viable. They just aren't as dry as these ones are. So this one here, you can feel it, that when I hold it, it's pretty dry, but there's a lot of flex still in the cob. So we're gonna take this one out, and I'm gonna try this on a popping test. So I'm just gonna place that dude over there. So Grace, grab the next one. And then the last one there. Yeah, just like that. You got it on that side?
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure these are stacked up well. Okay, last one. Oh, I am so happy we have lots of baskets.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks something like that. So now let's go upstairs. Let's take that cob and see where we're at. That's one of the most dry ones out there, and see what happens to it. Again, I'm just checking the flex. Like, this is fairly flexible, so we may just test this one as well. We'll take some on there. You ready for a test?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, so we are in the kitchen here. We have our cobs, and I have just a little air popper, and let's see what happens. This is the test. So Grace, what I want you to do is show them how to pop some kernels off there. I want about 10, and let's give it a whirl.
Okay.
So she's just going to put slight pressure underneath, and the kernels should pop out. The drier they are, the easier this process is. And so either it's gonna pop or it's not, and I guess we'll find out. So we're gonna do this one first. Whoop. I guess I should take this off. Okay, put those in there. That was a failed attempt. Okay, next time take that off. Okay, yeah, put that top on, and let's see what happens. So far this isn't looking good. So what I'm listening for, I don't hear that. You know, when things are really dry, you can hear it bouncing off the side. I don't hear that, and we're pretty hot right now, and I don't see any popping whatsoever. So that indicates no, those are not ready. Let's just take a look here. I just want to see here. Yeah, I don't see any difference. What I want you to do while I take those kernels out is I want you to take some of these out and see what we're looking like. Yeah, and look at that. We're just burning them. We're just burning them. You can see right there.
Can I see?
Yeah, you can see just on. You can see the burnt marks there. It's not gonna pop. So we got way too much moisture. Just wait, Meadow. I will show you right away. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just tip this over and set that off to the side. Okay, let's put these in there. See if we can get anything to pop. And like I said, this is always really good to do because you want to know that moisture level. This is the easiest way to find out. Okay, test number 2. You can hear that. Hey, you hear that? It's trying. It's trying to. look what we got going here. Okay, so take a look. Actually, I'm gonna just spill this out so it's a little easier. Whoo, that's a little hot. Okay, let's take a look here. So this one was a little bit drier, and you can see how it tried to pop. You see that? That one there, that one there. This one's drier, but the moisture level is still too high. But we're getting there. So we definitely need 1 month. It needs to be 1 month. Just dry them out. So I'm going to be back in exactly a month time. We're going to do the same test once again to see where we are, and hopefully we'll have beautiful popcorn. And basically right now, you're just going to go test by test. So you're going to wait a month, dry it out, test it, and that popping, if it pops like bam, pop, you're good. If it lags, you still need more drying. So this is definitely lagging and needs more drying, but definitely on the way to becoming beautiful popcorn. We're about 3 weeks after I filmed, and here's an example of a cob, and I'm putting a lot of effort into trying to move this cob, or bend it I should say, and it's not bending. So that's a really good sign that things have dried really nicely. And I got Ocean here. She's just cleaning up some kernels that we have already taken off the cob, just to tidy it up, and we're going to do a test. So to take them off the cob, now I'm doing this with one hand, but you can literally take them off with your finger. When you can do this with your thumb, I should say, then you are close. So now is that big test to see how well it popped. Now you saw at first, it didn't pop really good. It took a long time to get to popping just a very little, and that just meant there's too much moisture. So we are going to do another test and see what happens. Are you ready, Ocean?
Yep.
Okay, so let's do it. First of all, Ocean, add these kernels to your bowl. Now, if they're not 100% clean, they're just gonna blow, and this is just a test, so I'm not too concerned. Because we'll use a fan later to clean a lot of it where it's just pristine clean, but we're just going to do a quick test today. Let's see. So, or the popcorn machine can clean it out as well. There we go. Instant clean. Also with this popcorn, it's a little bit smaller, so the stuff that doesn't come actually out, we just spill out the very last. So I want you to spill it out. Watch out, Ocean, it is hot. I saw your hand trying to go over there. It's hot. So just spill it out. And what I like to see is how many, no, don't put your hand there, just spill it right out, yeah. how many kernels did not pop. So what I want you to do is just grab a lasagna dish so we can spread it out and get a really good visual on how things look. Man, if you guys could smell this, that would just be it's just so good.
Oh yeah.
It's such an awesome smell. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just go like this and just take a look. Okay, so there are some seeds that didn't pop, but not a lot. That one's a little bit bigger. These were not even mature, so I wouldn't have even expected them to pop. But very little didn't. So if it looks something like this, this is dry, this is good. You're always gonna have a couple that won't pop, but this is awesome. You wanna have some? You wanna have some, Ryan?
Sure.
You love popcorn, don't you? You came out of your room because you heard the popcorn machine go, didn't you? Even plain, it tastes good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's smaller, but it is jam-packed with flavor. So now what we need to do is, what do we need to do, you guys?
Take all the seeds off the cob.
So we need to spend an evening as a family and start taking the seeds off the cob, don't we?
Yep.
Put some music on, maybe a movie, and start doing that. So we're gonna film that the next in a couple of days here. Now we don't have to like jump the gun and go, oh my goodness, it's dry, we gotta like do something. You know what, even if this sits out about a week and you do a little bit at a time, no big deal, but it is ready. So it's a little bit of an overcast morning. You'll hear behind me some tractor noise. My husband's just working as well. We got a beautiful view of our bird run, and we are beginning to do the tedious task of taking the popcorn kernels off the husks. And you can see here we're all set up. I'm actually going to be sitting over here. Grace will be over here. We got Meadow right here, and Nova and Ocean. So we're all circling around here working together as a team, and show them what you're doing. So basically you kind of get your, you can get your nail or your thumb, you kind of just rub it across and they come off really easily. When they're dry, they should be able to come off fairly easy without much effort, as you can see her doing. Try to keep them in the bowl, and that's why we're using these deep bowls right here, because if you use shallow bowls, they end up flying off easier, don't they?
Yeah.
So when you set up, it's best to get a taller bowl or container like Meadow has here. Meadow has a taller container that she has in between. She's 4, so this is easier for her, is to support her container between her legs and then pop them off. Right, Meadow? She's too busy doing her thing. And then same with Ocean here, and I mean you've only been doing this for what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, about-ish.
About-ish, hey? She's already accomplished quite a bit. So we're gonna continue working on our popcorn here, getting it ready so we can have delicious popcorn all winter long at movie night, right?
Yeah.
And what's better than watching our turkeys free range right beside us, listening to the birds, and just enjoying outside today. So as we're doing this, it actually never really thought about it when I picked today, but there's a nice light wind today, and it's actually going to work in our benefits. When it picks up Nova, show them what is really great to do. If you just shake it, you can see some of the, there you go, loose debris flying out of your bowl. And this is how they used to clean wheat and everything in days where you didn't have so much noise. You didn't have big fans and everything. You shake it or you pour it out into another bowl. So Nova, why don't you come here? Come over here. And let's just put my bowl in the grass. Now I want you to just pour your bowl into it slowly. See, and you can see, I don't know if you can pick it up, but you can see all the loose debris coming off. Now look at her pants. Nova, look at your pants. See that white?
Yeah.
That's what's coming out of the popcorn, and that's just helping cleaning. And this is, like I said, how they did it way back then. So then you're left with clean kernels like that. That is just an awesome way to use nature beneficially when you're doing this. Look at that, and even more. And the wind's actually going towards you, Nova, and hitting your pants. So just do that a few times. And this is how we clean the corn. There, beautiful. Let's take a look. Look at that. Beautiful. We got so much more to do, but if you do it like this, then you're all done. That was pretty simple, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, you guys, it took us about 5 hours to clean all that popcorn, but take a look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So out of what we got, we actually measured it cup by cup. So we got 50 cups. So we got 50.5 cups. That's 50.5 cups of organic, beautiful, in my opinion, the best tasting popcorn. That's why I keep growing it. It is just, this is cleaned, ready to go. So what we're going, I just wanted to put it in this container so I could show you how it looks. It's a little easier to film than in this one. This is actually where we store it, and it's in these empty big olive containers, but it's much easier to see. Now this is 3 gallons. This holds 3 gallons. So, and we got some in here as well. So this will fill it completely. So to put this in some kind of perspective, if you would go to the store and buy 50 pounds or 22 kilograms of popcorn, this is what it would look like. So absolutely awesome. Awesome. I'm just thrilled because what looks like such small cobs turns into something so much more than what you'd expect. So now is the fun part. I'm going to show you 2 of our favorite ways to eat popcorn. So let's get poppin'.